the Bronze Period. You should all be familiar with the Golden Period. The Golden Period is when the narcissist is seducing you and where you're embedded in a position. So in effect, there are two sections to it. There's the bit where we draw you in, and it's where thereafter you're embedded or consolidated in a position. And, for the most part, you're treated well. But it's better than well. You're flattered, complimented, bought gifts, taken to places, given great sex, told how wonderful you are. We speak of the connection of being soulmates, that you've come from the heavens, that we're here to save you, to take you away from all of the pain, that we will place our angel wings around you and shield you from all the woe in the world. It's exciting, it's dazzling, it's rainbows, it's glitters, it's unicorn. The Golden Period is well spoken of, and many people are familiar with it. For some, it really is that whirlwind of ultra love. For others, it might not be quite at that level, but it is still golden, shiny, precious, and valuable. And then there are others who say, I didn't really experience that. I didn't really have a golden period. He didn't sweep me off my feet. He didn't come along on white horse and charger. He didn't mesmerise or dazzle me. I didn't really get all of that. So what was going on? Well, when it's a romantic involvement with the narcissist, you are seduced in some form. We have to. Because if we turned up red of tooth and claw at the beginning, you would just go away from us. As I've mentioned before, notwithstanding my immense charm, rugged good looks, and magnetism, if I was to meet a lady in the bar and go, hello, I'm H.G. Tudor and I'm a narcissistic psychopath. Would you like to have a dirty martini with me before I then go on to abuse you horrendously later on? And she would scream and run away and think that I was an absolute maniac. And therefore it is important for me to seduce by being charming, interesting, intelligent, urbane, funny, humorous, witty, interesting, well-mannered, polite, considerate, and all those other things to draw her in. But what if the narcissist hasn't got that in his toolkit? What if he hasn't got the ability to flatter and charm to such a degree? What if he hasn't got the access to financial firepower, whether real or borrowed? How does he go about this seduction? Welcome to the Bronze Period. The Bronze Period is not so much a period of dazzling and tantalizing seduction, but it is the absence of the horror. It is the absence of the bad stuff. In effect, the Bronze Period is the seduction period that is utilized by, typically, lower lesser, middle lesser, sometimes upper lesser type B, lower mid-range. Those narcissists don't lay on the all-singing, all-dancing golden period, but what they don't do, of course, is enable you to experience devaluing behaviour, because you just would not be seduced. But because they're not capable of a golden period, because they don't have it in their toolkit, because they don't have the level of intelligence to be witty and urbane, because they haven't got the access to the mannerisms, that they haven't been able to acquire those character traits in the past to roll them out again with regard to seducing you, because their narcissism hasn't evolved in that way, because they don't have access to the money to buy you expensive gifts and to take you to fancy restaurants, that they can't take you on the city breaks and the holidays. Instead, what they give you is the Bronze Period, which is basically a period of seduction without abusing you. So you will get the odd compliment here or there, and the sex will be decent enough, particularly if they're somatic or elite, because that doesn't cost them anything to provide it. And there'll be the future faking. They will talk of, I can't wait to take you somewhere expensive once I've saved up, or when my bonus comes through, I will be able to take you on that trip to Dubai. Or sometimes even, I wish I was able to spoil you more often. And that seems sweet, doesn't it? Almost cute when they say such things. But it's future faking. It'll never happen because not only do they not see an obligation to provide it, they actually can't because it's not within their manipulative toolkit. The Bronze Period is a period where you are saved from the devaluation, and, if you will, are just given a fairly straightforward period of seduction, the narcissist is generally okay with you. He's neither flamboyant, but he's not miserly. You might get the odd meal out, you will be complimented, but they're not excessive. The narcissist, of course, will, in his own quaint way, appear as if he's charming you. And you accept this. Your love devotee trait just decides he loves me in his own way. He doesn't. The flowery language is not his thing. But I know that he loves me. And sometimes in the Bronze period, words such as, I find it difficult to express how I feel, or I love you in my own way, or I haven't got time for all of that jumping around nonsense, but I love you. Basic and bold assertions of, I really like you, I love you, you're the best. That type of thing is commensurate with the Bronze period. The Bronze period allows the narcissist to keep at bay the dark side, so it isn't spoiled. Of course, if you challenge control in that period, you might get a glimpse of it, and of course, with lower mid-range, middle lesser and lower lesser, their lower threshold on their ignited fury can and does mean that sometimes there is a vitriolic response which can derail seduction and causes the victim to run away and escape the narcissist. But usually it is just about kept under control. In effect, you don't get all of the shiny, exciting stuff, and what they give you is an absence of the beast. They give you the absence of the devaluing beast. That is their golden period to you. They can't muster up all of the amazing, wonderful, spectacular and scintillating stuff, but what they can do, just about, as a consequence of the provision of your positive fuel and the fact that you're not threatening control, is they can keep a lid on the devaluation. They can keep it under wraps, under control, for those weeks or months, until it does eventually come out. And therefore, for them, they don't give you the glittery stuff. Their gift, if you will, to you is not beating you up, is not verbally abusing you, is not raping you, is not smashing your house up, is not cheating on you, is not belittling you, is not pulling your hair or punching you in the face. You avoid all of that, and perverse as it sounds, you'd think, really, that's a gift, not abusing me? But in the world of those types of narcissists, those sub-schools, that is what the Bronze period exists of. An absence of devaluing behaviour because all of their effort is channeled into keeping a lid on all of that, as opposed to the effort of giving you all of the shiny stuff that is ordinarily present with the golden period. And what they give you is a period of relative calm with some little bits thrown in there, some little nuggets of the I love you and you're the best and I'm really happy with you and I can't believe how lucky I am to have met somebody like you. A lot of words, very little in the way of gestures. They don't have the energy, financial firepower, or ability to do those things in the way that, say, mid-rangers of middle mid-range and above, and certainly the greaters and the ultra would have. So this is the Bronze period. It is during the period of seduction. It's usually utilised by lower lesser, middle lesser, possibly upper lesser type B, and lower mid-range. It's the absence of devaluing behaviour because the narcissist keeps a lid on it, and they haven't got a lot else in the tank. They don't have huge amounts of charm. They don't have financial firepower, although the upper lesser B may have access to that. But even then, they may not utilise it, given their stinginess and sense of entitlement. And therefore, the best that can be expected is an absence of devaluing behaviour and a few compliments thrown in and maybe the odd meal out somewhere, the occasional low-level gift, and that's it. So if you found yourself in that situation of scratching your head and thinking, well, HG, everybody talks about this golden period, but I've never witnessed it, you will have received the Bronze period. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.